often do your parents, friends, or acquaintances tell you not to do drugs? I'm assuming they tell you that, right? It's because they want you to stay safe and healthy, and it's against the law. Unfortunately, a couple of years ago, my cousin got involved with the wrong crowd and fell to peer pressure. According to the studies of the University of Michigan, statistics show that peer pressure is one of the strongest predictors of drug usage during the late teen years and early 20s. Maybe if she would not have been hanging out with the wrong crowd or taken the correct dosage of her medicine, she would never have this drug addiction. She will tell you that at the time, her friends were far more important than her family. She disregarded all that her family had told her in order to please her friends momentarily or to make what she thought were going to be her friends. It all started when she decided to take one hit from a joint, a sip of alcohol, or a couple of pills to temporarily ease her pain. She wanted to participate in everything that was going on because everybody else was, just like NCADD.org had suggested. She loved the rush it gave her and said she always felt invincible. But once the high had ended or the hangover was over, she was back to reality and feeling miserable again. Once she had the taste of illegal drugs in her system, she soon became addicted to them and began taking medicinal drugs as well. After a while, she was placed in rehab for drug abuse. She went through with the rehab and was released soon after. When she was released, she stayed clean for a long time, but soon got involved in an unhealthy relationship where her boyfriend was on drugs and was also selling them. Another unhealthy relationship she got involved with was another one of our cousins. She had been in rehab as well. These two were her biggest influences. Ironically, she considered them to be her greatest friends, but in all reality, they were her biggest enemies. For a long time, she tried to hide the fact that she was addicted again. She even tried to hide it by moving in with her boyfriend. She started experiencing some physical changes, such as losing weight due to a loss of appetite, an odd-smelling breath, and constant vomiting. She also began to experience behavioral changes. She began to lie and try to hide other things. The greatest behavioral effect was that she had dropped out of college when she had a scholarship and started working for the family business. Overall, she had just become very lazy. Her personality had become more harsh and less caring because she was paranoid that she was going to get caught. Just how PhoenixHouse.org proves. The fear of getting caught was extremely accurate because her, along with her boyfriend and cousin, were soon arrested for drug usage and drug possession. Luckily, her family was willing to pay the bail for her and her cousin. Her boyfriend, however, was not so lucky. He remained in jail while she repeated rehab. While in rehab, she discovered that she was pregnant with a little girl. So for her sake and the baby's sake, she started taking the rehab sessions more serious. Therefore, she began the 12-step program and strived to perform it with complete accuracy. Every day when she wakes up, she has to admit to herself that she was powerless for the drugs that she used in the past, just how 12step.org says. She also tries to maintain a positive and close relationship with God because she realizes that the only reason she is alive today is because of Him. To this day, she is clean for her and her baby, but to ensure that she stays that way, she is randomly drug tested every month. This also provides evidence that the baby is still in a safe and healthy environment. Her immediate family has been very supportive and always makes sure that the baby is taken care of and she is not in the wrong situation at any time. Her family was also very supportive when it came time for her to get serious about her 12-step program. They constantly encouraged her and told her that it would all be worth it someday, so to keep moving forward, and that was the old you. More times than not, drugs ruin relationships, whether they are professional or personal. It causes people to lose trust in you, which makes it hard to maintain a relationship. Luckily, her parents have been trying to trust her again while she is trying to earn their trust back. It has been very trying at times, but things are improving. Another relationship that is struggling is the relationship between her and her boyfriend. They were trying to work things out for the baby because they both want her to grow up with both a mother and a father. Overall, our nation spends over $193 billion per year on illicit drugs. In other words, illegal drugs are very, very costly. The consumers may disagree because they are only purchasing a small amount at a time, but drugabuse.com tells us that it adds up over the years. Unfortunately, she was also hooked on prescription drugs as well. Drugfreeworld.com tells us that the amount of drugs consumed can cause different effects. When a small amount is consumed, it can speed your reaction rate. But when a large amount is consumed, it can slow your reaction rate. It has also been proven that women are more prone to become addicted to prescription drugs than men. When medicinal drugs are used correctly, they can benefit the body and cure a sickness. But when they are used incorrectly, it can cause short-term and long-term consequences. If illegal drugs are consumed, then they can be just as harmful or more harmful than medicinal drugs. Obviously, consuming illegal drugs or too much of a medicinal drug can be harmful to the consumer and also affect those around them. So if you are ever offered illegal drugs, make sure to think about the long-term and short-term effects that it could have on you and how it can affect others around you.